Welcome to my step-by-step tutorial on how to dye natural fur. You can use this method for redesign, upcycling, or as I did to create custom pieces for my first ever fashion show. I have two fur strips in cool gray and I'm going to try dyeing them into these deep burgundy tones. So here's a list of everything you need for this process. Hair dye, activator, bowl and brush, Vaseline, fat cream, gloves, hair, shampoo and conditioner, a rope, a towel and a washing basin. First, I recommend you cover your workplace with a lot of plastic because we're using hair dye and it can stain almost anything. Then prepare your supplies and we're on to mixing the dye. But first, let's talk about color choices. Basically, there's only one rule you need to know. You cannot turn dark fur into a lighter color. So if the base is dark, you won't be able to make it lighter at home by yourself. We're going to need a regular hair dye. In my case, it's Constant Delight. It's not expensive but has a wide color range, including more unusual shades. To match my fabric sample, I chose deep red and mixed it with violet undertone. Here's a formula I ended up using. If you want to achieve a similar result, you can follow it. Now let's talk about activators. There are 3, 6, 9 and 12% activators. You should not use 12%, it's too strong and can damage the fur. 9 is also quite aggressive, so I don't recommend it. If you need a slight change of tone, you can use 3%. And if you need to change the color, 6% is the right choice. Mix the dye you chose with an activator, either according to the instructions or in a 1 to 1.5 ratio. By the way, here's my formula again. I recommend adding slightly more activator. This makes the dye more absorbent, active and more fluid, which makes it easier to apply, especially since the fur is usually very dense. Mix your dye well until it's smooth and there are no lumps. Now a crucial step. Make sure to apply Vaseline or thick hand cream to the back of the fur, the leather side, to protect it and prevent it from drying out or becoming stiff during the dyeing process. Now you can start applying the dye. Use a brush and work the color into the fur carefully. Make sure the dye goes through all the layers, not just the surface. Here's where you need your gloves. You can use your hands to distribute the dye more evenly. The goal is to fully saturate the fur. You can use this dyeing method for any type of fur. Here I'm working with short strips, but it works just as well on longer, denser fur. The most important thing is to apply the dye thoroughly and make sure it reaches the undercoat. I mean those baby hair deep inside the fur. Once everything is covered, leave the dye on for at least 20-30 minutes. Once you're done, rinse the fur under warm running water as the dye may take time to wash out. Once most of the dye is removed, soak the fur for about 5 minutes in water with either 2 tablespoons of vinegar or hair conditioner, then rinse again. If the fur feels a bit stiff, especially if it's dense, you can use hair conditioner one more time before the final rinse. For the drying part, prepare your space and lay out a towel. Place the fur pieces flat, straighten them so there are no folds, and let them dry for about 8 to 12 hours. Do not rub them with a towel. Let them dry naturally. Thanks to the Vaseline or cream we applied, the leather side should not harden, but you can apply a bit more after washing to keep it soft while drying. After about 12 hours of natural drying, most of the moisture will be gone, but the fur won't be fully dry yet. Hang a rope and let the fur dry on it so there is no damp towel underneath, preventing the leather from drying properly. At this stage, you can already see the final color, but it will become slightly lighter once fully dry. It is important to leave the fur in a dry space away from direct sunlight. This can affect how the color develops and may also over-dry or even burn the undercoat. To fully dry, the fur needs another 12 hours. So in total about 24 hours, sometimes longer depending on the density. Once dry, you'll see the final result. Let's compare my swatches, which I made while figuring out the formula with the final piece. I got the exact tone I wanted and used this fur to create my runway showpiece. And here are some extra tips. If you dyed fur with longer hair and it didn't fully straighten out after drying, you can gently comb it with a plastic comb, not a brush. And also, if the undercoat didn't fluff up after drying, you can use a hairdryer on a cold setting to help it fully open up. Thank you guys for watching. P.S. Here's a video of my first ever fashion show. Please let me know what you think of it and this piece in the comments. Thank you!